I recently reviewed the ReString Sync, and it's a damn good string. A lot of people in the comment section and Discord were asking about a direct comparison video with the Luxilon Alu Power. Well, let's check it out after you hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell for more original tennis content. Let's see which is better, the ReString Sync or the Luxilon Alu Power. This string comparison will be absolutely subjective to me. The 5.0 aggressive bassliner using my Head Gravity Pro, strung at 47 pounds. I will also be breaking down this into the following categories: ground strokes, volleys, serves, durability / tension maintenance at 25 points each. Let's get started. Given how long the Luxilon Alu Power has been on the market, it really has no secrets at this point in time for most serious tennis players that have played with polys before. It has been around for the pros and the rec players for decades and has been pretty much remained unchallenged in terms of mass marketability for serious tennis players. After all, who doesn't want to use the exact same strings that most professionals use? This is very much apparent for the ground strokes. After a slight break-in period, there is no question that the ball dwells on the string bed just right, for the most part. The elasticity of the Luxilon Alu Power is near magical in terms of redirection, feel, and launch angle from all parts of the baseline. The depth, in most cases, is just right, and the spin potential is above average for a round and softer poly. I cannot emphasize enough how good flatter strokes feel with the string, along with the touch like knifing backhand slices and drop shots from the back court. But this is not a perfect string because the power sometimes felt a little overpowering due to the string bed dwell time. About 1 out of every 10 baseline shots, specifically my forehand, felt like it landed a little bit deeper than I wanted to. This was not nearly apparent for my one-handed backhand, which I hit just a little bit flatter. Overall, I would give Luxilon Alu Power a 20 out of 25 for baseline shots. Points off for feeling a little too overpowering and leaving me wanting slightly more topspin potential. The ReString Sync is on the other end of the spectrum of this microcosm, comparing these two strings from the baseline. The dwell time on the ReString Sync is not nearly as apparent, but it is still there. The stiffer, but not dead, nature of this string granted great topspin potential and launch angle, so the ball was not sailing out nearly as much as the Luxilon Alu Power. Although the feel of the string is good, it does not have the magical properties that the Luxilon Alu Power does after break-in period for finesse and underspin shots. Overall, I give the ReString Sync an 18 out of 25 for baseline shots. Points off for not having the near perfect feel that the Luxilon Alu Power has. The perfect feel of the Alu Power, unsurprisingly, carries over to the net for pickup volleys and drop shots. And so does the dwell time. But along with that, so does the overpoweredness. At the net, the string will have the ball land about 10% longer than expected compared to most round polys. Whether or not that's good or bad, that is depending on your preference and the ability and willingness to adjust. The underspin potential for volleys were good, but not great. It was pretty easy to generate underspin on volleys, but for them, they weren't staying nearly as low as I want to. Didn't have as much bite. Overall, I give the Alu Power a 20 out of 25 for net play. Points off for having a little bit too much power and a slight lack of underspin potential to put my opponents in a really bad position in no man's land. Although the feel of the ReString Sync isn't nearly as good at the baseline as it is with the Luxilon Alu Power, it was much less noticeable up at the net due to the natural deflection of the volleys. The finesse shots were nothing to complain about, but the stiffer nature of the string and the volleys land just at the right depth. And there were loads more underspin potential for stick volleys compared to the Luxilon Alu Power. Overall, I give the ReString Sync a 22 out of 25 at the net. Slight points off for not having the perfect feel and wanting just a little bit more underspin potential. The serves is where these strings really start to separate themselves into two different categories. The Luxilon Alu Power is quite literally perfect for flat serves. It gives plenty of oomph for extra speed, dwell time, and is fantastic and predictable due to the elasticity, and it was very, very accurate in all parts of the service box. Where there is much left to be desired are the spin serves. The slice serves are great, but not nearly as perfect as the flat serves. And the kick serves are a bit disappointing. I could hit good topspin serves with the string, but it never kicks to my opponent's left side of the body. Overall, I give Luxilon Alu Power a 17 out of 25 for serves. ReString Sync may not have the perfect score for flat serves, but it more than makes up for it in the spin department. The slice serves were near perfect and the kick serves were leagues ahead of the former. Overall, I give the ReString Sync a 21 out of 25. Points off for the flat serves being great, but not perfect. In terms of durability, the Luxilon Alu Power broke after 5 hours of straight hitting on court, whereas after 7 hours, the ReString Sync is actually fraying just a bit but still intact. As for maintenance, well, check this out. Alu Power is at 31 DT, which is a little bit lower. So strung at 46 pounds, so a little bit of slight difference even though I strung them at 47 pounds with my machine at home. So that's a reference point. After the same amount of time, the Luxilon Alu Power is at 26 dynamic tension, which is translated to roughly around 37 pounds, which is a pretty big drop off. So ReString 0, initially strung at 47 pounds, is 33 DT, which means it is around 48 pounds according to ERT300's conversion chart. Okay, so after about 2.5 hours of hitting, the ReString 0 is at 29 DT, and that translates to about 42 pounds. So after about 7 hours of straight hitting on court, which is impressive by itself, ReString 0 is at 26 DT, which means it is at 37 pounds on my Gravity Pro. And you can tell that the strings itself are fraying a little bit right over there. So tension drop is expected around 7 hours, but impressive that it still hasn't broken. But I suspect it will break in like 30 minutes more on court. In my ReString Sync video, I stated that the string is similar but not a clone of the Luxilon Alu Power. If you want dwell time on the ball off your string bed and don't mind the slight lack of spin potential and have an infatuation of having perfect touch, go ahead. Try or stick with the Luxilon Alu Power. But if you want spin potential, tension maintenance, durability, and don't want to burn a hole in your bank account for tennis strings, I highly suggest trying the ReString Sync. Keep in mind that retail Alu Power is $20 per packet, where the ReString Sync is retailing at $14. And for viewers of this video, the first 100 will get 10% off purchase, not only for Sync, but with all ReString's offerings. Just use the code MARKAS at checkout, and yes, it does help out to support this channel. Have you guys tried both of these strings? Did I hit the nail on the head, or did I completely miss it? Leave a comment down in the section below, or better yet, join my Discord to talk about all things tennis. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch, where I am going through Cyberpunk 2077. And as always, guys, happy hitting.